signs of madness into my darkness. Help! Help! Infernal Victus. Shadows wrestle where the moonlight dies. Jake and Cody speak in disguise. A cackle, a creak, the screen flickers bright. Halloween, havoc in the dead of night. Into somewhere the spirits call. Broken voices through the digital hall. Broken man and brother Nero rise from the ashes of their twisted cries. Into somewhere results unfold in a crypt of stories, dark and cold. The ring is haunted, the ropes creak slow. Masked faces, secrets they don't show. Cody laughs, Jake spins the tale. Wrestling's ghosts leave a phantom trail. Into somewhere the chants grow loud, echoed whispers, then a spectral crowd. Broken man and brother Nero rise from the ashes of their twisted cries. Into somewhere results unfold in a crypt of stories, dark and cold. Haunted, the ropes creak slow. Masked faces, secrets they don't show. Cody laughs, Jake spins the tale. Wrestling's ghosts leave a phantom trail. Into somewhere the chants grow loud, echoed whispers in a spectral crowd. Broken man and brother Nero rise from the ashes of their twisted cries. Into somewhere results unfold in a crypt of stories, dark and cold. Rivalries burn, every twist, every turn. Jake and Cody bring the sound from the ropes to the ground. Perfect crowd roaring under southern stars. Bodies flying, steel chairs leave scars. TNA legends bout for glory clash. Crown jewel gold dreams turn to ash. Who wins, who falls, who stands tall? Every move we call it all. In the sun where we break it down, smack the truth, don't mess around. In the sun where you feel the flame, wrestling loud, ain't no tame game. Titles raised and rivalries burn, every twist, every turn. Jake and Cody bring the sound from the ropes to the ground. Go. Titles raised and rivalries burned, every twist, every turn. Jake and Cody bring the sound from the ropes to the ground.
What's going on, ladies and gents? Jake, aka Countdown Ended, coming to you live. Happy Halloween. It's the spooky season, and we love the spooky season here. That's right. Into Somewhere Weekly, giving you our Halloween Havoc predictions for 2025. this upcoming Saturday's NXT PLE. Going to be a great time. Plus, we've got a bunch more news, some injury updates on AEW. So hopefully everybody's doing well out there today. Glad to see you here. Thank you for joining us. And again, I am not alone. I'm joined by the one, the only, the man, the myth, the legend himself, Cody Onidi 316.
What's going on? I forget that 316 and I tried to talk before.
Right?
Like, oh yeah.
You forget your own
316 's in my
branding.
Yeah, you know it.
Right?
Well, my brain's been mush. I've been
Yeah.
on Twitter attacked
Mush.
by everyone. Like, yeah,
Mush indeed.
no
I hear
more
that.
opinions for me.
Oh, you meant on
No more
Twitter.
opinions for me on Twitter.
Oh.
Yeah.
Shout out to Stuart. Thank you. The intro song is fire. I was quite proud of this one for Halloween Havoc. We've got ourselves a little bit of a spooky introduction. Ooh, all right. So, what were you supposed to do? You see this? This is not fun to deal with.
What?
I didn't know that messing with the Ouija board would be that much of a big deal. Everyone's like, you're screwed now, you're cursed. All these wonderful messages that came in. Thank you all for using the hashtag into somewhere, getting that trending, because apparently we're I don't know how it's we're so, like, the kitchen is a mess because there's plates just flying everywhere and stuff abound all over the house. Doors are slamming. I shouldn't have touched the Ouija board. What did I ask you to do? I asked you to make one single phone call. Who did I say to call?
Ghostbusters?
No, an exterminator, asshole.
Oh.
See? Oh, God.
My bad. I'm sorry.
My wife is pissed. There's bats upstairs. It's a mess. So...
Luigi from Mario knows a thing or two about haunted
Did you at least
houses and mansions.
Did you at least call the Ghostbusters?
I didn't do that either.
I don't know what to do, but in the meantime,
I called the nursing home to see if Ben could do anything about it. How was he with ghosts? Do you know? Then they said he wasn't there.
Yeah, I think.
But
I think this might be because of Ben. So, anyway,
because of Ben,
Halloween Havoc. It's going to be one hell of a show this coming weekend. I'm genuinely ecstatic for the lack of build we pretty much got overall. Most things are just because NXT week to week has good story, so things can be easily inserted into temporary or momentary feuds, and it works because the women's division are all it's you know, that ping pong ball. It's going all over. It's interwoven into everybody's story somehow. They've either snide talked each other in the locker room, they've betrayed each other as a tag team, they've worked together before and it's been successful, whatever it may be. But yeah, Debbie Harry doesn't count either. No, unfortunately not. So I come to you all before my my humble abode being haunted, and
let's talk about this real quick because it transpired on Dynamite, I believe. Chris just put Mercedes into a cake or whatever.
Yeah.
So, do you think? I think Chris needs to beat Mercedes, right?
They're actually doing this. So now at Worlds, Full Gear. Excuse me, I was going to say at Worlds. No, Full Gear. The plan is now. Chris Statlander, she accepted Mercedes Monet's challenge tonight for the match at Full Gear. This was during a backstage segment. Chris Statlander said her past wins over Toni Storm, should make it clear that she's not the same competitor Monet remembers. So that's it. The match is set. Newark, New Jersey, November 22nd. Full Gear, Statlander versus Monet. I don't know if they're doing title for title or if every 12 belt that she has is on the line, or is it just the TBS title versus the women's title? I don't know. I'm assuming it's title for title because she's been the dominant TBS women's champ, but this kind of makes Statlander's belt or run as champion almost feel less important because she's answering Mercedes' challenge and she's going like, you know what I mean? As where Mercedes should be trying to get the women's champ to answer her challenge. You know, it should be the other way around. And that's not what's going on here. You know, she should be. She said it out, and Chris has got to go back and be like, sure, I accept. It just the entire time they cucked her at the pay-per-view at Wrestle Dream. They made her look foolish there, and then everything else that happened going forward was quite, you know, unfortunate as well. They tried to get back some of her luster afterwards with the run-in, but it made her just look a bit like jealous and vengeful instead of in the moment standing up for yourself. I'm not a fan of this match. I'm in big fearful of this being the outcome, that Mercedes gets the 13th belt if she doesn't have more by then, which she might if she goes to any more independent shows and gobbles them all up. Granted, I feel like this is where the TBS champion becomes the women's champion finally.
So you think Mercedes is winning?
Yeah. What you want to call it, not having political power backstage and no politicking, no creative control, whatever, fine. It's evident she has Tony's ear somehow, and the thing that she's done and things that she has done certainly shows.
She cares about the women's division, Jake.
Seems like it, because she's beaten every single person in it multiple times over cleanly. And all of her matches are the same. Like, if she's this dominant, she should be whooping ass. But instead, you get into the match, and she gets beat down for like 80% of it. Then she gets like a 7% comeback, another small beat down, and then the last 10% of the match, she's like, you know, in goddess mode and just can't be harmed. And she either gets, you know, the bank statement in or the, you know, the tap out, one of the two. It's just very formulaic, and people go nuts for her matches, and it's like she just eats the shit out of, you know, getting killed for the better half of 15 minutes, and then goes on to win somehow every single time. Go back and listen, because I am not crazy with this. I will die on this hill, certainly. The 12 belts that she's amassed, they don't have the same luster as I mentioned earlier. They don't have that aura about them. They're, you know, they're local promotions, and the belts have no legitimate legacy, and it's not like she's going to places where
it has more prestige. You can get a fucking toy replica belt at fucking Walmart, and that has more value than whatever fucking title she's deciding to win today.
I mean, some of them are pretty much like, you know, just, I know it's independent wrestling, and yeah, it's their titles, but it's kind of like the things where like they just basically just recently even had some of these titles instated, and it didn't exist long beforehand.
The other day,
yeah,
like saying the Ultimo Dragon thing and Mercedes Monet thing is the same thing.
And you know, at the end, when she does lose these belts, or however they want to do it, she's either going to relinquish them all, or she's going to lose to one person and then give them all the belts, and it'll be their problem to go give them back everywhere. I guarantee
people are
it.
saying that they think she's going to go to each place that she won it from and go lose it individually again. And if she's the AEW Women's World Champion,
right,
that wouldn't look good for the AEW Women's World Champion whatsoever.
Yeah, to go around and get
if
beat
you have
12
her just
times,
relinquish everything, then it's just a waste of time. So this is just a fucking L no matter what way you fucking try to spew it. So I don't give a fuck, Mercedes Moné fans. You can suck it, because I don't give a fuck anymore. If you can attack me all you want. I've been through this bullshit since Saturday. All they're doing is whining and bitching. I just don't know pro wrestling. She's being a heel. You don't know what a heel is in 2025, asshole. I do know what a heel is.
You should be mad. She makes you mad, therefore she's doing her job, right? Isn't that what they're claiming?
Yeah.
That, you know, oh, you're mad, therefore she's doing her job. It's like, no, it's not like, oh, damn, I want to see Roman get beat finally. I'm so, you know, ready for the bloodline to get destroyed by Cody. I can't wait to see this at Mania. You know, like, it's not
but
that.
Roman did a great job as a heel.
Yeah, but the point is, like, I don't have that type of feeling with her as a heel. It's the go away heat, like you just mentioned. It's the.
And when I bring up good points, you want to know what they say? They say, "Oh, you're just saying that because she's a woman. Oh, you're saying that because of her race." That's what they immediately shoot to when they're losing a fucking argument.
Always.
Yes, I'm definitely saying that because she's a woman. Because who on Twitter do I fanboy the most? Liv Morgan, and I'm pretty sure she's a female. I'm not sure. I'm no
Cody.
fucking...
Be careful, because she's white.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yep.
See, so
And they'll
maybe
say
you
that.
are a little
Then you'll get called a white
misogynistic,
supremacist.
racist. You know, I don't know. We'll have to kind of like,
They they've called poor Liv Morgan a white supremacist, I believe, before. So that
yeah.
which is not true whatsoever.
I
These fucking Mercedes Moné fans are dumb fucking assholes. The entire AEW fan base is because they're all full of
yeah.
fucking
They're just.
dumb virgins.
It's not all of them. It's
Yeah,
the
hot
ones that
pockets
are
of them that are wrong.
online being the
Most of them,
vocal.
because none of them you cannot criticize AEW whatsoever. You cannot.
The vocal majority is not the majority of the fans. It's them online, and they are a small percentage of all the fans, but they are certainly the loudest because they're the ones that make up the voice of AEW, and they certainly have the same
Those
talking points.
I'm not trying to call out any podcast on here or anything, but I'm going to anyway. There's this like Twitch, TikTok podcast, Make Yourself Famous. I think Marissa and Johnny, like or whatever, they'll
Never heard of it.
critique WWE. They'll critique WWE saying, yeah, this and that. But for Wrestle Dream, they said that was one of the best, or if not the best, pay-per-view AEW has ever put on in their history.
Wow. I mean, hey, some people just
Some of
they may enjoy it that much. Some people
I
get
get
high off their own
respecting
supply.
opinions, that's what you call
Maybe they were excited
nibble
about seeing a
from
fish tank,
Tony Khan.
and the fact that the match ended with a Grandpa Sting in a puddle, as a wise Sir Spaz
Well, what
Phoenix
if that
told me
happened
while
on
we passed
WWE?
Cater
Would
Taker.
they be as excited? Would they have been as excited that happened?
And we've seen ridiculous stuff on WWE equally. You know, you can't go ahead and say a fish tank is ridiculous when you think back to some of the stuff we've seen, even with just the Fiend alone. You know, so granted, it can't.
Like if you
know,
see a comedy segment, like a singing segment on WWE or a wedding, this is awful. But on AEW, this is great, man. This is
it's cinema, peak cinema.
Tony
in
Khan with
fact.
subjective opinions lately. I'm sorry, Mr. Coke Man, subjective opinions.
God,
But when someone criticizes
I got to
a
rein you in, huh?
fucking product of yours, yeah, you got to, because I'm sorry, but since when can everyone just have a subjective opinion? Because if someone critiques AEW, gives it constructive criticism, which I have before, you go on, send your whole entire fucking kindergarten class that you call a roster after them. I've experienced it firsthand. And that's why my fucking account got suspended for a little bit because of them.
Yeah.
They're assholes. You cannot criticize them. So fuck your constructive criticism.
Hey, you know, and
Because
AEW is certainly hurting right now. Their ratings show it. I mentioned before, talking with Spaz Phoenix, how, and he made a great point as well, saying like, you know, when they give themselves a victim mentality, they do it in a way where they don't see a consequence in mind. Like they're doing it and they're like, oh, we can't be canceled in return or anything. Like we can't be punished because we're in the right. And that's Hangman Adam Page, you know, and no matter how you feel, that's not my point here. My point is this. He was tweeting TBS and TNT directly because he told them to remove the ICE immigration ads that ran during AEW Dynamite. And this, meanwhile, is during the time when their ratings are tanking, and it's most precarious for them because you think about it, they are you know, amidst a fallout, one in media we've not seen before. Warner Brothers Discovery decided to gobble up everything and then be like, oh, we're going to put TV and all that old stuff over here on this platform, and we're going to make a newer platform with all the new live streaming fun stuff. And who knows if AEW TV, their TV deal is going to hold up, or they'll get another one, or I mean, it's got to be a big issue for them right now. So to rock the boat in such a way, I'm not saying he's wrong in the message. I'm not saying he's right, but you have to realize to shake the boat like that for Tony while they're basically, you know, all but worried if they're keeping their TV time slot. Well, no, it harkens back to like you and I were talking the other day with the Ultimate Warrior when he wouldn't sign an autograph most times, but he did. He was really exceptionally nasty to a child in the airport, made the kid cry, and the kid was like super upset. He told the kid to F off kind of thing. And Undertaker was with him and was like, you can't do that. You got to be like better to kids and people. And I guess Warrior yelled at him, like, you don't respect me or something. And any event, that kid was the son of the head of the network that WWE was on. So the very next day, they're calling Vince, basically threatening to take him off the air. So they had to have Jim Hellwig go in, dressed up as the Warrior, and film a private apology that was going to be aired. Essentially, no longer. It was supposed to be private, but then it got bigger, and he had to go in and make an on-air apology. But they released the footage of like the entire recording process, and it's great because you see him the entire time. Like, I don't know why I have to do this. This is ridiculous. A punk fucking kid. Like, he is so angry. He cannot see past his own ego. And that's my worry nowadays, is where it put them in such jeopardy. Then I worry that, AEW might find themselves in a similar, sticky fate, because people's mouths are open where they possibly shouldn't be, rocking tanks and moving trees. So,
you want to know something else about AEW? Remember how AEW was like, ratings, man, we're killing them in the demos, the ratings. Look at us, how we're gonna beat Raw in the ratings soon. But as soon as their ratings go to shit, ratings don't matter in 2025. Ratings are not good. We can't just base things off ratings.
First, it wasn't ratings. Only the demo mattered. It was just the demo. And then when they lost the demo, they were like,
whose gimmick was that?
Right? Someone that supposedly is coming back for the Rumble. Right? So we'll have more information as we get closer to Survivor Series. But yeah, Swerve Strickland should be back this winter. That at least they have to look forward to. Will Ospreay. That's just going to
put the cherry on top. Best year in AEW so far.
Right. So Swerve Strickland said that he could be ready for a winter return if the current rehab stays on track. He had surgery this summer for a torn meniscus. I've had that done, so yeah, I wasn't going back into wrestling, but my knee certainly took a beating. I know what the rehab he has to go through, and it's not easy, but it's not lengthy as a knee replacement. So yeah, and
we're happy to have him back.
It would be great to have him back even sooner, but I'm glad he's got a set time frame. This was agreed upon ahead of time, and it's all planned out. So good for them.
Another thing is, last thing, I know I might be repetitive, but again, I don't want AEW to fail, because I think AEW in the wrestling atmosphere is good for wrestling overall, because if you have a monopoly in wrestling, which is just WWE, WWE won't care about their storyline as much and all that, and WWE TV will be garbage again because they don't have any actual competition, because the only other competition you can say is TNA, and TNA has a working relationship with them. So if AEW goes away, this will be bad for wrestlers, because they won't get paid as much, and everyone will just have to stick it and suck it up with WWE, because they got nowhere else to go.
Unless you go and go to the independents, and there's only so many independent shows you can have. They need to have competition out there to keep, because WWE is gobbling up TNA essentially. Even if it's not direct ownership, they have say over their booking pretty much. Like it's gotten pretty interwoven into how everything is handled.
People say I'm a WWE tribalist. Like they say, stick to the Fed, stick to your sports entertainment. Dumb fuck McGee. Hey, did you know that AEW is also sports entertainment? Ooh, fucking retards, I swear.
It's all entertainment. And speaking of entertainment,
I had to get that off my chest because they won't stop bitching.
Better to get it off your chest than on, right? That's what I always tell my wife. The ticket prices since TKO's merger officially went through and Vince was removed heading into 2024, the last 2 years, so that WrestleMania 40 and 41 that we've had, prices have doubled for tickets since the merger. They've actually tripled, but if you go by some of the initials, prices from 2024 to 2025 surged by 60% alone. The NBA has a 21% jump in average prices during the same period, and they're getting equal attendees and viewership. So it's now you have even fewer chances to see WWE live with the removal of house shows. So when they show up to places, it is more of an important, of a setting. It's Raw, it's SmackDown, or it's a PLE or some type of event. it's not just another, you know, doing the loop, it's SmackDown while Raw is live kind of thing. So getting rid of the house shows is good and bad, because now the wrestlers they're not working as much as they were before, but then again, they're not working as much as they were before. Some of the reasons they were able to avoid injury in those ways, it wasn't always just a suck it up thing. It was because they were wrestling so often that their bodies became more calloused and they healed from injuries faster. And now you have it where, like, all right, like, look at someone like Liv Morgan. When she was wrestling, she did 5 matches in like 4 days.
Yeah.
And then nothing for like 3 weeks. You know what I mean? So it's very difficult to adapt to this schedule. Oh, you're going to be on Raw, NXT, SmackDown. You're going to be on SummerSlam nights 1 and 2,
what are
and back
reasons
on
like
Raw.
that? Do they, like, for example, like you said with Liv, like when they do that, do they want to give them a break afterwards? Why do
No,
they?
it's just creative and what they have planned. They'll either have people be running to the ground, like one person that was for a bit was Drew McIntyre. You know, they had him on every week, even when he was feuding with Punk, he was still fighting other people and doing it. You know, like it was. And they made sure. Think about the people that have to travel from their house to the arena, like Otis. You know, to usually just be backstage for Maxine and be like, yeah. And then you had to rent a car, get a flight, you know, all these steps, stay in a hotel to go on TV and go, yeah, backstage for 3 seconds. You know. It is a bit disheartening, but that happens often. You know, they call people to TV and then they don't use them, or booking gets changed, or somebody gets injured, or whatever it might be. That's the nature of the business. But it used to be like all hands on deck. Everybody showed up every week to Raw because they pretty much used everybody. Now it's like they have, think about it. We didn't see Judgment Day defend their tag titles in how long? And they were mostly,
which is crazy, which shows how robbed we were of a good title reign, because Finn Balor and JD McDonough are great pro wrestlers,
right?
but
And they were
they could have put on
mostly
great.
backstage, right? You know?
Yep. And do you think
Why
that
was
the
that?
tag team division should be merged? Into one
Yeah,
title?
I've always said that pretty much what they did with 205 Live is how tag team wrestling should be, but not where it gets its own show, but like in the sense of it is only on Raw. It doesn't need its own hour or anything, but
I personally have
at
always
least
been
have
under the
all the
impression, though,
teams in one area, so then people can be used more. And tag team wrestling used to, like I said, be on the level of regular championship events. You know, they were in that mainstay. Sometimes
I
bigger,
think
the Road
though
Warrior
that
pop.
every championship is better as one instead of a duplicate. So I think there's less meaning to a title when you have 2 world titles, 2 women's world titles, 2 sets of tag team titles, 2 sets of mid card titles. I think that like devalues everything.
Yeah.
I
I
don't know
mean,
if you agree or disagree.
no, certainly. So that's what I'm saying. Overall, having limited dates, not being as available, spending as much time as they are overseas. So not only do those people get to see them, you know, a bit more regular as well, but they're not here the entire year like they used to be, pretty much, where they would only go overseas for 2 weeks, you know, for the summer and winter tours. Now they're doing, you know, extended leaves. And so when they are around, you're like, hey, they're going to come 3 times a year, but I'm not sure for what, and I don't want to miss it. They're averaging 12,000 tickets sold per show, which is up from 10,000 2 years ago. No, 9,800 in 2023. I mean, that's huge. That's 3,000 extra seats average per show. Tickets are $118 on average. They were $67. Back in 2019, it was $61. So the lowest it went to was $59 in 2020 because of the obvious. But since then, now they're averaging $118 for the cheapest ticket, and that's before fees and everything. So
That's fucking ridiculous.
did you see Money in the Bank has also been moved? Now it's going to be. It's now taking place Sunday, September 6th. In the Smoothie King Center in New Orleans, a 1-week delay from its originally announced date. So it's not going to be until September next year, not June. And they got it in New Orleans. So they've announced things in New
Money in the
Orleans
Bank should
before,
just be on
right?
WrestleMania's card, like women's night 1, men's night 2, or vice versa, however you want to do it.
I feel like they've announced.
Just can't do it with everybody.
I feel like they've announced things like
we talked about how much this win
a Mania before. I feel like they announced a WrestleMania and we went ahead and had too spooky. We went ahead and had Mania moved, right? Didn't New Orleans get themselves a big fat promise from The Rock? Right? We had him show up and be like, New Orleans, I love you. You're getting WrestleMania next year. Woo! You know, not next year, but the year after. Woo! And then it didn't happen. So got moved to somewhere. I don't recall the name of where they're going, but I know.
Just can't do it with everybody. We talked about how much this win means for Brunson Reed.
It'll come to me. It will. I'll eventually figure it out. But yeah, Money in the Bank, me and move like this. So interesting that they're doing that. Hey, I hope it goes well for them being later in the year. It might shake things up. I don't hate that it's moved. I'm just curious as to why. And figuring we have no Money in the Bank contracts left in play, both have been used and both have had to relinquish their titles. Kind of an odd fact for that to happen this year. You know, now we're heading back into Vegas again, and it feels like a time warp. Like we're just doing it all over, sadly. Not
fucking garbage.
right. Yeah, so we'll see what comes to be with that. But one thing they did announce that I am happy about is Saturday night's main event, Cody Rhodes, Drew McIntyre. It is official. Jacob Fatu is out for the remainder of the year due to a dental procedure. Words are hard. I'm not sure what's going on with my guy. Maybe some type of grill gone wrong, or, you know, veneers that didn't hold. I don't know. That's why I went the denture route, but still, he's going to be gone. So now the match against Drew is off for the #1 contendership as Saturday night's main event, and instead we get Drew and Cody. I'm not going to give a full prediction yet, you know, where I certify my DeMarco name on it, but I'm thinking Drew might take the title from Cody. They wanted to do something big on Saturday night's main event for a while now. They pushed for Drew to win the last time they faced off. I forget which overseas show it was. Was it Clash?
Clash, right? Yeah.
I think it was Clash. And
I'm forgetting.
Clash in Paris? No, I believe it was Drew and Cody then. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it was before that.
Yeah. Clash in Paris. I think you're correct.
Yeah, all laugh and gas, no breaks
right?
indeed, Stuart. No, it wasn't WrestlePalooza, I don't believe, but still, Nick Aldis confirms.
Cody and Drew?
Yes, Cody and Drew. Was it WrestlePalooza?
I believe it was WrestlePalooza.
All right, maybe you're right. Maybe I'm back in Sloppyville, but still, regardless, I'm excited to have that match again, and I think you are right with WrestlePalooza now, thinking back. I think you're right. Then also, as I mentioned earlier, Danny Palmer, she mentions that the OF trend is sick, twisted, and evil. So she went on a faith-based rant and more of like honor God with your body type rant. But in the process, she calls out Mandy Rose, saying like it's her fault for starting this trend. And she's like, I'm only here to talk about the trend of WWE released talent going to OF. The OF route, unfortunately, has become way too normalized when in reality, it has a very strong impact on your life, on your soul. It's a very serious thing. It seems that one girl has become the trailblazer. She even calls herself that in her last podcast titled, I Started the WWE to OF Trend. So Mandy and her are kind of going back and forth. And I don't know, you know, it's an interesting take. My worry being, you know, girl dad is that, you know, because it seems like, hey, it's such easy money and it is sex work, but it's not traditional. So you're not working with an agent. You're not doing things typically in front of other people. It's self-made content mostly, or, you know, something smaller produced. It's not production, you know, with a set and an audio guy and cameras and lights and rigging. You don't have the sound guy eating, you know, Doritos while they're going ahead and watching you the whole time. So the ease of access, and it is funny to see how only the top 1% make 99% of the money on OnlyFans. So the allure of it is kind of a facade anyways, but the OF route is certainly seen its uptick. Most of the latest injured and released females have been going that route, even from WWE. So Tegan Knox has now got her account, amongst others. It's just not uncommon. We've seen quite a few go ahead and kind of head that way. So I hope that that's not, people's like instant next resort. I hope they at least try other avenues before immediately being like, yeah, we'll take the easy money, because it's going to be out there eventually somehow. There's always leaks. There's always content that stays forever. You can never truly get rid of something off the internet.
Yep.
Right. So Austin Theory was kind of causing a stir on the Twitterverse because people were hearing his name thrown around by Meltzer for the War Games match at Survivor Series. The part of Theory now depends.
The same Meltzer that never gave Kurt Angle a 5-star match.
Same one indeed, funny enough. So Theory is part of the creative plans, even though Seth Rollins' injury kind of necessitates some changes, but they're saying him being part of the vision has at least still been discussed. He continues to have internal support regarding a return to WWE TV in a major role. See, this is odd though, because Meltzer has him on the heel side of things still, when kind of the whole purpose of A-Town Down splitting apart was showing him being a face and him getting the audience reaction and all the love and grandeur he was bestowed upon him by the fans that were really starting to take to him. They were appreciating his work and ethic, and he was very charismatic and people wanted to cheer him. So I kind of worry that bringing him back as a heel is a bit of a mistake. I mean, we'll see what happens.
I would say so too, because everyone wants him to go on a babyface run, and you're just going to bring him back as a heel again.
Yeah, I think the fans will.
What are we going to do there?
They'll kind of reject it instead of booing him as intended. They'll just either have no reaction or it just won't work. He's gonna.
You think he would make a great babyface though?
Oh yeah, he's got the look, he's got the charisma, he's got the moveset, he's exciting to watch wrestle. He makes everyone he works with look good. He's like that Dolph Ziggler-esque.
The first time Vince laid eyes on him, though, like he immediately saw him as his next John Cena.
Yeah, he said, "Oh, this guy could capture hearts."
I think everyone knew that though, right? If Vince got a look at this guy, oh my God, Vince would instantly fall in love with him, and sure as shit, he did.
Yeah, I mean that was kind of the story bestowed upon him, once upon a time ago. He was the chosen one again, and asked Drew how that worked. Drew ended up working at a Spirit Halloween for
differently.
It could have.
I think Austin Theory had a little more charisma for when he was getting that treatment from Vince than Drew did when he was. If that makes sense.
So, I mean, now that we have Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed attacking Rollins, taking him out. He's had surgery on his elbow. He posted a photo of himself on his Instagram sipping coffee.
So back to AEW.
Yes.
So your 12 Bunts Monet, she walked up, interrupted an interview, I guess, with cake in her face and just
nice.
Crying.
Beautiful. Oh, we've got to see it.
Yeah.
Talk about it. Yeah. Oh, nitrous no breaks there. Here, let me type in AEW.
What the fuck is this show?
I don't know what this show is, but it's into Somewhere Weekly. I know that much. Oh yeah, you weren't kidding about the cake on the face. She looks like a pumpkin bukkake all over the place. Like that is interesting. That is something. Wow. Yeah, right over my head, but look at that.
The ROH interim. Jake, don't forget that. Interim.
Oh, interim, forgot. Athena is on Dynamite, and she wants to win the Women's Tag Team Championship with Mercedes. Funny enough, right? So the celebration didn't end well for her, huh? She had her little puppet Monet, and she got put through the cake by Statlander. Funny, but I don't want to see Statlander and her face off. I like there being.
Does everyone have a championship in AEW? It seems like it.
Yeah, Minnie Monet got Renee to dance She did the CEO dance with her. All right, funny, but now that she has all these belts awarded to her, I don't know. People calling her the GOAT because she's main evented, Mania. She's main evented in NXT and New Japan and AEW, Rev Pro, CMLL. No one does it like her. And she's not a bad wrestler, but like I said, it's just very, very formulaic with her. And then she eventually loses her wig a bit, has a 5 head, makes some exasperated faces, and then gets the win. So it's never been my cup of tea, but it is a hell of a shot seeing her here just completely plastered with pumpkin bukkake. Like I said, that is unfortunate. We're gonna need to save that for my hard drive. Look at that. Woo! I like cake. Oh, cater taker. They're gonna take that the wrong way. Chocolate cake. Oh, taker. That's not nice. God. At least they brought back Mini Monet, but this
Why is he
AEW
always at
sounds
your
like a
house?
mess. He's just in catering in the back, so I usually just go to the ring for the podcast, but unfortunately I can't show you the ring because we've got the spooky setup. See? Woo, spooky. Told you to call the exterminator. God
Oh,
damn
you
it.
weren't lying.
No, told you. See? Look, we're usually in the ring, but now we're possessed. So I was
You think it's 10? What?
well, and others. I guess they started
Everything
off
good
with the
over there?
Hurt Syndicate taking on the Ops for the Trios titles, and the Ops defeated the Hurt Syndicate, so they did not win, surprisingly enough. Megan Bayne, Penelope Ford took on Jamie Hayter and Queen Aminata versus Harley and Willow versus Julia and Sky Blue. Holy hell. So that's a 8 women tag, right, for 4 teams. Great. Let's see who won that one. It was Jamie Hayter and Queen
Wait, did
Aminata.
one of those goes to AEW Collision?
I don't know, because now Hayter and Aminata win. They're able to choose their opponents in the first round of the women's tag team tournament. They got on the microphone and told her that they want to face Julia Hart and Sky Blue in the first round. And Renee did the celebration for Mercedes. Puppet Monet came out, shocked her. Eventually, Chris Statlander disrespected her and smashed the puppet into the cake. And that's when she pulled Harley from under the table, but it was Chris Statlander as well. And Statlander smashed her through the freaking cake and drove her through the tables. There you go. Moxley said that Darby Allin's unwavering commitment to self-destruction at Wrestle Dream was his strength, but it will be his downfall. So I guess they're going to get revenge on Darby, he proclaims. It's never ending. Why is it Death Riders just keep going and going and going and going and going and go? Sorry, I got a little stuck there. Moxley, speaking of, took on Kyle O'Reilly, and look at that, DQ at the end, because the Death Riders come out and have a massive brawl with the conglomeration. So I guess it's going to be the conglomeration and the Death Riders in the Blood and Guts match. Does anyone give a shit about them? Is Adam Cole still a wrestler? Are these questions ever going to be answered? They had Orange Cassidy, Mark Briscoe, Roderick Strong. So the Friends of People take on the rest of the Death Riders, Yuta, Claudio, and Daniel Garcia. And that's about where we're at currently.
I guess overall, it doesn't seem like a bad show, I guess. It doesn't seem like
This
it's
sounds like
terrible.
a shit show to me. You got more Death Rider nonsense. I don't give a
People are
shit about
saying to get in
Moxley
ring.
and Kyle O'Reilly. I'm so tired of the Death Riders. I really am. So that, I'm afraid of Monet taking Statlander's belt, so that doesn't make me feel good at all. The women's 4-way sounded like it was good, and apparently the opening was well wrestled with the Ops and MVP
Opening,
and the
was
Hurt
good.
Syndicate. So, like you
Samoa
said,
Joe was like,
eh,
I'm not gonna stop until you don't have that championship anymore. Like, what are you pissed about? Didn't you fucking help him win?
and that's what I'm
fucking title.
saying. Like it and they're gonna keep that going. So
Don't get it.
it is baffling. Do the Bart.
Yeah.
Do the Bart.
But it's where the best wrestle, Jake. It's where
It
the
is.
fucking best wrestle. Everything's great. We have the best wrestlers on the planet here. Everything's snort coke. Wait, what? Sorry.
I mean,
Anyway.
Oh, Christ. You're gonna go ahead and get me fired over here. Look at this. I mean, let's talk about great. The puppet and Mercedes got the Simpson facial. Indeed. Do the Bartman.
Yeah.
If you feel
Cinema.
can, everybody go ahead, do the Bartman. Remember how popular the Simpsons were? My God. I used to have that album forever ago. Do the Bartman. All hail 12 belts Ultimo Monet. Can't do it. Makes me feel dirty. So I guess it was just because he didn't want to tap out. So they had Darby go ahead and in his head force Moxley to take out the ref, and that's why it was a DQ. And people are saying clever storytelling. I don't know. I don't hate it, but I don't give a shit either. It's hard to care about anything with the Death Riders, especially like you lost the belt. It's over. You're just keeping it going. It's like if they made more Lord of the Rings, but they just stayed in the Shire the whole time and smoked those little cool pipes and just laid in the grass and ate food. And you'd be like, all right, why are we doing this? Basically how I feel. Granted, Santos Escobar is coming back soon, sir. Are you excited about that?
Costume cons. Yes, I am.
All right.
Maybe Andrade will be back on SmackDown Friday.
And what did you say about
Technically,
costumes?
yeah, like I sent it to you. Maybe we can make a costume concept on Mercedes Monet's cake in the face.
Maybe indeed, because it's going to be a hell of a shot to recreate. But I know for sure next Friday we'll be having a Halloween hangout. So make sure you go ahead and set that reminder. We'll be live for the SmackDown review and an awesome Halloween hangout. We'll give you the hashtag into somewhere to tweet us your costumes, and we'll give the best costume of the night a little bit of a prize. It'll be fun. Come hang out with us. Bring your accoutrement, drinks not available. You got to go ahead and bring your own bottle. Sorry, wish we could have an open bar, but go ahead and join us for the hangout. It'll be a great time.
Speaking about contracts, and Santos, yes, I'm glad that he's back. But I think technically WWE
Not back
can
yet. He
still
will
use
be.
Andrade.
Yeah,
I think Andrade could actually technically be used. I believe
by WWE.
I heard Solomon they're talking about that. Yeah.
So how it works is technically, but not really. So what it is that they're telling you we're letting you go in a year. That's basically what a non-compete is. Like you're not technically free yet. So Samantha Irvin admitted she has a 2-year non-compete. So she says, I hope you enjoy my songs in the meantime and look back on all the memories as fondly as I do. Said I never left for music. I am music. Hope to see you soon. So not that she doesn't want to go to AEW or another company. She can't for 2 years. So these extended non-competes do exist. I don't think so, because she agreed to the contract. If it's wrong, don't agree in the first place. I is kind of my saying.
Was it in the contract, like a 2-year non-compete?
Yeah, that's how these are enforced. Absolutely, yeah, that's how these are enforced. Yeah, they're in the contract when you sign them. It's agreed upon deal.
People are saying like you shouldn't defend this though because it's inhumane, and
I'm not saying it's fair. I'm just saying I agree it's shitty. I didn't say it's not a fair. I don't believe it's fair. I don't think non-compete should exist.
I'm just saying what
I'm saying letter of the law.
I'm not saying I agree or disagree with you, but I'm just saying like AEW fans are like, you can't just say, oh, they signed that, so it's fine now. Like I do agree with that though. They did sign it, so they put themselves in that predicament, and especially Andrade. Andrade's the one that
for AEW to have their legal team not look over his WWE contract when he came to them and was like, here, they didn't say like, what's your non-compete? And he's like, no, I'm good. Like, you didn't look into it at all. So you have him come out, take out one of your top guys in Kenny Omega. You have him debut as a new Don Callis family member that's ever growing. That place is gigantic. His house must be packed at holidays. And then we go ahead and he can't be used because he has a year non-compete. And it's been in there for a while.
If
This
I'm-
has been in
If Andrade
contracts
goes back on SmackDown, this is going to be hilarious.
at least
It'll
since
be the funniest thing
2023.
ever.
So at least since TKO took over, it's been in contracts that if you get fired, let go for whatever reason, it's on you for like over violations or against terms of service or whatever. You have a year non-compete. Brian on the Jim Cornette podcast, Brian Last read out a contract he has from WWE, and it's in there back in 2023, and that's the earliest I think it's been in. So it must be a TKO thing, but still, you get
Here's the
fired,
thing.
you have a
people are
year, you can't
complaining.
work.
He got himself fired thinking he can just go to AEW immediately.
Again,
so
just like
WWE
he tried to
TKO
get fired from
TKO were like,
AEW, remember?
Wait a second there, Alito, though. Wait 1 second there. Like, so,
How does this
I mean,
work?
it's kind of his fault for getting himself fired. People are still saying it's wellness violation.
So I've heard it was wellness. I've heard it wasn't wellness policy. I've heard it was disciplinary, that he wasn't listening. He was refusing to work with certain people and do certain things. I don't know. It's all very peculiar, at the very least.
Who does he think he is? Like a Randy Orton? Because if Randy Orton says he's not working with someone, okay, there, Orton.
Yeah, that's how he was
But
treating
he
this.
doesn't got that power.
That's how he was acting. I mean, allegedly. So, and we've seen him act this way in AEW when he tried to knock out Sammy Guevara, thinking he would get fired. And Tony tweeted publicly, being like, "You will not get fired, so don't bother fighting." And he fought with him anyways. Ridiculous.
Oh man.
I'm telling you, I want to like it. There's just no story grabbing me
imagine if,
currently. Things
I don't
take
know if
me
this
out
is
of
for
it
him to
far
troll,
too
but
often. Yeah.
did you see his tweet though about Friday? Imagine if
Whose?
he's back on SmackDown.
Oh, right.
Andrade's.
Yeah, that would be unlikely. But next week, they said, starts the AEW Women's World Tag Team Championship Tournament. They managed to amass
More championships. Yay.
more titles, but I'm just shocked they managed to amass 8 women's teams. I don't know how the frig they pulled this off. I mean, that's a feat in its own right.
I had to look on how WWE did it. They're like, okay, WWE
Right.
just puts random people together.
Look at this. We got Queen Amanat and Jamie Hayter taking on the Sisters of Sin, as we said. We've got Willow and Harley against Mercedes and Athena. I forgot they're in that, so they're going to win this.
Oh, fuck.
Because she's going to get
belts.
that's good. Yeah, because she'll have the women's title too. So she'll have every single
You're really
women's
going
title.
20 belts, aren't they?
Tony and Mina, which is okay, and Windsor and Riho. Oh yeah, you're losing. Bane and Ford against Tay J. I forgot that Tay Conti even returned to the company. So wow, quite the bracket. Hey, at least they were able to put some women's teams together that make sense. And
who's winning this all? Mercedes and Athena?
I mean, Athena and Mercedes are probably going to capture it. Athena wasn't like, isn't she supposed to be the women's champ? And then whatever, I don't know. It's a mess with ROH, but still, if Mercedes ends up with the tag
Mercedes
titles,
for ROH, I can't even remember the title. The ROH, what interim, what?
Wasn't it the TV Women's Interim Special Needs title?
Interim.
Something.
Let's get on to that. What do you think of interim championships?
I think that they're used too often and should only be for they didn't need it for Ring of Honor. It was not necessary.
I don't think AEW should use interim at all. What's the point?
They've done it several times. It's silly. Then you have to have the unification match, and it's just.
I don't think it's ever.
Give it to Vacant. That's what I was laughing about before, because Vacant claimed another one. Poor Sol Ruka is out for some time. She had to vacate her titles. We're going to go over NXT. This was upsetting. I am not happy. See, I watched this beautiful, sentimental moment between the women's tag champs on SmackDown and Sol Ruka and Zarya. So they went ahead and they're all helping Sol to the back. You know, that Charlotte and Alexa could as well. Like that, they joined in, took an arm, and tried to help her. And I'm like, wow, she's selling well. And look at that. They're like, we all did such a great thing. It was a great match. And no, she's legitimately injured. So sucks that she has to relinquish the belt.
Any other update on Stephanie? She's fine.
As far as we know, seems to be.
I was just needed to get that out there before, because we were talking about injuries. I would have forgotten probably, but.
Seems to be.
Yeah.
So she'll be Vancouver was only sick for a little while. Her knee seems to be okay. We haven't heard any update there, so yeah.
Vacay, or however Nikki said it. What did she say?
Vacay.
Vacay.
Vacay. Vacay. Yeah, NXT.
All these wrestlers. Nikki paved the way for all of them, right?
Exactly. If you say so. So, I really liked NXT. Halloween Havoc ended up being booked pretty damn excitingly. To go through it quickly for the review, Tatum Paxley coming out with the rest of the culling. Basically, you got a "You Deserve It" chant. I love that she's getting this chance. I would love to see her beat JC, but we don't know. We'll talk about it in a little bit when we go over predictions. I like the back and forth they had here with JC and the way it transpired. Tatum's like, "Oh, I know my friends are happy for me, unlike yours." And that's when she challenged Fatal Influence, and basically they all started to fight and brawl, and she chased everybody away on her own, basically. It was pretty good. And basically they had to kind of rush the build here, but I feel like they did a good job building her up as a worthy challenger to the title. They made her feel like more than just a plucky, run-of-the-mill win. Instead, she actually got a chance. So she's gonna win the AWA title. Yeah, that's that. From Rockin' Robin. Indeed, she's gonna go back and she's actually gonna take every belt from Moolah. To the point where May couldn't even get booked. Mercedes is gonna go ahead and she asked to use my time-traveling lawyer, in fact, to go back and take those titles. So I'm a little concerned.
So what's going on with that guy, by the way?
Yeah, well, so here's what happened. I signed up for Mercedes text line, for $100 a month. How could you not? I want to talk to Mercedes.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what it do, girl? And she's like, "What's up, boy?" And I'm like, "Yo, listen, I know this lawyer. You can go back in time and he will help you get some more belts." And she's like, "Really? Slay." That cost me like $900 to text all that.
Spam text you CEO.
And every time she did it, charged me another $99.99. So,
wait, is that what was getting taken out of my account?
Yeah, dude, I'm sorry. It was like 13 grand by the time I was done texting.
What the fuck?
I don't have it,
13. I see 27 grand out of my.
I got that Lego problem. Like, I'm trying to curb the habit, but the way the blocks click together, it just never mind. They kind of pulled a little bit of a swerve for the internet smart fans at NXT by having Stax with his fiance Ariana Grace take on Leon Slater. So that's obviously Santino's daughter, and that's his soon-to-be possible son-in-law. So does he give his son-in-law the upper hand here, or maybe help him win? Does he give him the some type of benefit? No, but it was a fun match to kind of wonder what if. And you're basically getting Javon and Leon, and they're going to team up. Halloween Havoc, both men, they're going to be a tag team. They're taking on it's Mr. Iguana. They've got an iguana with Mr. Iguana and La Parka. I'm very well. No, I'm excited for this because Mr. Iguana, he basically, and he did a great job taking the time to soak up all the iguana chants from the NXT faithfuls. He's like, "You can't have Halloween without me and Laeska and La Parka." So, he's like, I got to talking to Ava. We got the match, and it's going to happen. AAA is taking over Mexico, LA, Las Vegas, and now they're going to take over Halloween Havoc. So I'm excited about that. 2 speed matches were good. Jasper Troy's was okay. You knew what they were trying to get done there. It was quick and solid for what it was, but I appreciate what they're trying to accomplish. And then, holy shit, I was not expecting Dark State to ever get a rematch. Never mind one where they're going to face the Hardys that are now broken. Yes. Oh, wonderful. This was great. The Hardys, they got their promo basically back from the hands of Dark State. So Dark State starts off, but they cut them off. And you see Matt and Jeff at the Hardy compound, and they've got Senor Benjamin and
Ooh.
basically Rebby's there, Matt's kids are there. It's just very nostalgic. It was a really great thing to see on WWE NXT television. Like, I know they're still TNA guys, but seeing them with this, they're gonna have a broken rules match. I thought at first they were gonna have a deletion
Is that Tony
match.
Khan behind you shaking? Why is he shaking? He's scared.
Right? I don't know, but could it be? Being haunted.
That my security, my safety, my life was in danger at a wrestling show.
Oh.
Yeah, I know. Poor guy. He's still got PTSD.
What happened? Did he say no to Mercedes?
No, he's got
Ah.
really bad PTSD with the Punk thing. So
Don't mention Punk in front of him.
no.
Oh,
I gave him his iPad. It's all good.
okay, that's good.
Melon. Yeah. Broken Rules match. Coming out of the lake of reincarnation, seeing them, sink inside, it smokes and out they come. This is awesome. Just seeing his kids doing the delete chant, and I'm excited. It is what it is. The Hardys are kicking ass. The Dudleys, if you look at that match, the only one that took any bumps was Bubba. Like, I went back and rewatched it with a less rose-tinted glass nostalgic eye, and Devon did the was up, but he came down on his knees and then fell into, I think it was Jeff's crotch. And then when he got put through the table, it was Jeff putting his head into the ladder rung and putting himself through the first table. Devon didn't even get touched. So you knew with the stroke, it wouldn't have made this the match had Devon not been a participant. If they had someone, his sons, anybody, Spike, anybody else standing in for him, not going to work. So we needed one more table. They gave it to us. I can't thank them both enough. The Hardys are still going and at a really good rate. I like the broken gimmick always. In WWE, it wasn't great with the Woken character, but they still had a few moments that shined. Him and Wyatt had some fun interactions. I love when the B team parodied them, Broken Matt and Bray Wyatt, because of course Bo does it perfect, as we see now. Sometimes I forget it's not Bray when you listen to Bo Dallas talk as Uncle Howdy. Granted, this is going to be a ton of fun. I don't know exactly what it's going to be for a Broken Rules match, but we'll see. It's going to be chaotic mess. And then Soul retired. She's like, I'm done forever now. She had to relinquish her belt. Sucks. Her knee is injured, but hopefully she won't be out too long.
It's a ruse?
It's not. Sadly, same thing with Seth. People are still convinced that he might not actually be hurt, and that's their own fault.
Well, yeah, because they do these fake injuries, and then you never know.
Right, Pico. Get broken Pauls. We had the broken Heyman and the broken Hyman. Daria is basically saying, Blake doesn't need to be champ. I'm going to stop you instead since Soul can't defend it. I'm defending it for her. So she's not the champ, but we're going to find out who is. But she's wrestling on the behalf of Sol Ruca and her title, so it's kind of she's defending the title, but not. It sucks that Sol is injured. She was massively, on a roll. The momentum was straight up in the air. She was very, 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 in demand. And I know she's got a great future. Hopefully it's a better diagnosis than they're expecting, and we'll see. But it's not a work. It sucks that she's injured, and I hope she gets better soon. And Vacant, yet again, captures more titles. The Speed title, they were kind of like, Ava's like, you don't have to do that now. And she's like, yeah, let's get rid of this. So, Axiom and Shawn Legacy was a better Speed match. They got right down.
That title in the dumpster.
2 seconds left, though. They got right down to the end, and that's when Axiom from SmackDown, coming back, went ahead and beat Shawn Legacy. I like Legacy from Evolve, so... We had OTM out that mud, go ahead and take on Hank and Tank and beat them. Pretty okay match. It was quick just to get it over. Got it. Good. Nothing fancy. Just get in, get out. Boom. And then the end. JC Jane, Laney Reed taking on Tatum and Izzy. It was JC and Laney basically defeating Tatum and Izzy at the end. So JC hits Tatum with the rolling encore for the victory. Afterwards, they toss Izzy into the steps, they kick the crap out of her, and then they try to hit Tatum with the belt, but she takes everybody out, and she stands tall with the title. So a really cool thing. I'm excited, and I hope that match lives up to expectations. I really do enjoy Tatum Paxley, so we'll see what happens with her. You know, Spaz loves crazy chicks. I'm sure you're on board. We got the contract signing, which was damn good. Led to security, pulling them apart. Ricky Saints was amazing here because he starts off quiet and he builds till he hits that crescendo. And he tore Trick apart when he finally got emotional. And he's like, "You're gonna fold just like the shirt I have on. I'm the blueprint, and you're just trying to be like me. I can never be a Trick replacement. You're smoother, silkier, and more stylish than you." And he's like, "I'm the face of NXT. I'm locked in. This is my house." He's like, "I'm absolutely Ricky Saints." It was great. He's basically cut Trick down to size, and he did it in a way where he didn't seem angry or emotional till the end. And it was really, really, really an effective build to a rushed PLE. I mean, they did all of this. We only had one match, I believe, set, so they got the other 5 in there pretty much, or 4, because we had the North American title match as well. So the other 4 on the show from this show. And hey, it works. This Halloween Havoc always kind of felt like it was, mid-tier. It's not Survivor Series. It's not the Rumble. It's not Mania. It's one of the B pay-per-views, but it's something that I look back on somewhat fondly. I love the sets and stuff. Even if I didn't like WCW, I still loved Halloween. So I was stoked when NXT resurrected it. It was a really good show. I'd give it like an 8 out of 10, honestly. Really high on it this week. I don't know what you would rate the show overall.
The 7.5. I think NXT. I sometimes call it like the best show of the week, but if not, the most consistent.
Yeah,
good television.
Absolutely.
Because Raw can be a hit or miss. SmackDown, besides the last few weeks, was like in the who even knows where they were.
Yeah.
That piss poor show. And Dynamite. Yeah, that Tombstone. Dynamite, that's where that is.
As your Tombstone, you're dead right there. That's why I had to go ahead.
Collision is whatever's under it.
Pretty much. So, damn bats. Granted,
I know that's your favorite show, though, right? Collision.
Yes, indeed. Right. Every week, I'm one of 900 people that watches it. So, as we get into our Halloween Havoc predictions, my good man,
a Collision watch along, and just get excited the whole time. Maybe we can get jobs.
So we suffer. I don't know. I don't know about that one, but we will be having a Halloween party next Friday, so we'll have the SmackDown review. I will be in costume. It's gonna be a great time.
We've talked about doing a 24-hour stream before, right?
You on drugs?
Yeah, me, you, and Spaz.
No, yeah,
we've talked about it.
Right.
So if Edge returns to be Cena's last opponent, then we do a 24-hour stream.
Okay, I'll take that bet.
Fair.
But you have to be here the entire time.
Here first. Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah. So you have to be here for 24
or something?
Yes. You'll fall asleep or fine. I'll take that bet. I do not think that Edge is going to be anywhere near John Cena. So unfortunately, I would have loved to have seen it, but unfortunately, that's not the case.
That's why I'm making that much of a bet. If Edge is his last opponent, we'll do a 24-hour stream.
All right, fine. Couldn't even talk you down to 18 hours, huh?
Nope.
Wild bastard. All right, I don't see Edge coming back for this, but it would be nice. Edge did make a few comments, actually. Went ahead and said how much he loved the spear, even though they said it was for Roman. He knew it was for him, and that's why he did the 5-knuckle shuffle. Little respect to Cena as well. So we got our predictions for Halloween Havoc in full effect now. You and I are going to break down this exciting card for this Saturday night. We'll be live with the review when this finishes airing. Leon Slater, Javon Evans taking on Mr. Iguana. He's got an iguana. And La Parka, who
Got the iguana.
he doesn't have an iguana, La Parka. Do you think he's going to lose because he doesn't have an iguana?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, this is the easiest match to predict. I feel like this one is the ultimate foregone conclusion. Leon, Javon, no way these two lose. I'd love to see them be tag champs.
No way,
That would be
Jose.
a ton of fun.
Me too.
So, no chance
I wanted
they
them to run
lose.
it back.
Mr. Iguana can lose 100 matches. His gimmick doesn't matter if he's losing. I think we've seen him lose quite a few times already, you know, so he
I think though, if
it doesn't really matter if he
consistently
loses.
on WWE, like the gimmick could
Kids
I know
love it. The
we'll have that
iguana
interest,
itself is
yeah.
over. They like the entrance. They like him, his antics, the way he wrestles with the iguana, the tricks he does. It's very cute. You know, it reminds me a bit of the fun side of Doink, not the
Fun
serial killer one, not the Matt
lighter
Bloom one that everybody loves, myself
Yep.
included. But we're all a little twisted, right? Why so serious? Yeah, this is the ultimate foregone conclusion. We need to turn that into a shirt still. All right, Banana Club. We're on to Ethan Page versus Spaz's favorite AAA wrestler, El Hijo del Dr. Wagner Jr. This is a Day of the Dead match. Kind of Cinco de
my
Mayo-esque. This
What's
is
that
for the...
supposed to be?
I don't know, and that's why I'm excited, because I really don't know if it's just... They're going to beat
I
the
don't
shit
know
out
what
of
it
each other
means,
with
but
sugar
Ethan
skulls
Page
and
is winning.
pumpkins. Ethan Page is going to win because it's for his NXT North American title. If it was title for title, I would say... Now, they could surprise us. They could have someone screw Ethan Page and Dr. Wagner, but I think it's going to be very just straightforward. Ethan Page wins. That's kind of what I'm predicting here.
I agree. I do agree.
About 600 to 1 Trailbound, you know, I do believe, but we're working on it. We're trying to get him some type of device that isn't a cell phone and reduce a little bit of the lag. That'll help. Go figure. What's going on to you as well, Mr. Garson? Thank you. Hey, you never know what the future holds. So, yeah, Ethan Page is winning, and that's what's happening here. I want to see Ethan Page on the main roster. I feel like him being still
In the Vision.
involved, even if not in the Vision, but at best, that'd be great for him. If not, he could do a bunch of different things. I feel like he is just very multifaceted. He's talented. And he said he didn't know how to get to be this type of heel without the tutelage and the workings of Shawn Michaels. Because you saw levels of this to even in TNA with his whole Karate Man and like having dual personas and all that. Like he was trying to be a character that was a character and show, you know, as much of his charisma as possible. He at least attempted to be as entertaining as he possibly could. And in TNA, you know, you saw little glimpses, but obviously the pandemic ruined that for many. Then when he went to AEW, they pretty much did nothing with him. Then there was one collision where they made him the hometown hero because they're in his hometown, and they turned him into a babyface for one night and then never really followed up on it. And when we did see him, he was effective, but it was so few and far between. Him and Scorpio Sky was an awkward pairing. They never really seemed to gel. So I'm much happier with how he debuted in AEW. I love the theme. I love the look. I like him being a heel, the type of heel that he is, the way that he's gone full into this, you know, Canadian douche persona is great. It suits him. It fits him extremely well. Him wearing the suits is great. I love it. So, yeah, definitely think that he wins there. Ethan Page is walking away with that belt. Now,
100%.
Sir, Mr. Cody Oneidi Rhodes here. I have a humdinger of a next question.
Yes, ma'am.
Zarya, Blake Monroe. Neither of them have the title, but they're fighting
but
for it.
Zarya's defending it for Zolruka.
She's defending it for Soul, but it's still not her belt. So essentially, it's been vacated, but Zarya's fighting on Soul's behalf and can earn the title.
I think Zarya is going to lose it. I think this is going to cause tension between them when Ruka returns. I think Zarya is going to lose it to Blake Monroe. And I think just like Roxanne and Liv, if you want to compare that when she comes back. Liv's going to be pissed that Roxanne lost her championship, right? And I think this is going to be like the same type of concept here, where
Okay.
that's going to build tensions for them in the future. And
Not
Zarya
a
is saying, "I'm
bad,
doing it for you,"
not a
and
bad set of
loses
booking.
the title.
I don't know yet. So originally
So I'm going Blake
said
Monroe.
I originally said Blake Monroe would be the winner. She would beat Sol Ruka. Sol had defeated many people. Soul Snatcher's great. We've seen some amazing matches and performances from her.
The Soul Snatcher.
That's right. Even Stephanie's a fan. So getting to this match, excuse me as I die over here, getting to this match, I'm dying twice now.
Did you see Tony Khan's tweet too, saying this has been a great Dynamite tonight?
Of course it's been
wild
great. It's always great.
Is that why you were choking?
I must have been.
were
I must
choking,
have. I
yeah,
must
so-
have just zoomed by that when I was checking Twitter.
You got a
Sorry.
whiff of stupidity, and then
It's great. It's great.
ugh.
Zarya,
Everything's great.
excuse me, Soul, I thought was losing the belt. I thought that Blake was going to take the title and that we wouldn't see the end of Soul and Zarya yet, but tensions are still building. There's going to be, I thought Zarya was going to cost her the title, maybe prove it down the road. It wasn't inadvertent, it was intentional, but you never know. But I figured there'd be a little bit of confusion, at least, to be like, oh, did she mean to cost her, kind of thing. Now, with Soul being out and Zarya trying to defend her honor, I'm not sure that you don't have Zarya just keep with the booking that could have been Soul for a while, because breaking them up is kind of silly when she's going to be gone for a little bit, and it's like, what do you get from it? So I wouldn't do it now. So when she comes back, her being mad, like you said, could work, but I think Zarya loses, but in a way that it's no interference,
But if
no
she's
messing
doing it for,
around.
I think a breakup's going to happen because if Zarya is like successfully defending and retaining the championship for her, Sol Ruka is going to want it back and say, okay, hand it back over or something like that.
See, that's why I feel
And
like
Zarya
that's
is gonna be like,
the
"This
bigger
is my title
story.
now."
Yeah, I feel like that's the bigger story, especially if Soul's not going to be out too long, a couple of months. They could really sell this. Problem is
Yeah.
that I have a hard time picturing Blake losing here. I really do. So I'm going to go opposite
Yeah, I
of
don't
you.
think they're going to have like take the L. I'm going Blake. Yeah.
I'm going to go opposite. I'm going to go Zarya. I'm going to say she defends it successfully for Soul, and she's going to go on to at least defend it for a bit of time to, like you said, that's my title. I've been defending it for you, but it's like that kind of thing. And then they have to face each other. So
Yeah.
are they allies? Are they enemies? Does someone turn? There's a lot of story to be had there, a lot of development. So I like this. I like what it's building to. I'm
I
going to
do
say
like
Zarya,
Blake
though.
Monroe though, so I'm going Blake.
All right. Then we have Matt and Jeff Hardy, Broken Matt, Brother Nero versus two members of Dark State in a Broken Rules match for the NXT Tag Team titles.
Whatever the hell that is. I think the Hardys win. They're back to the broken Hardys, right? Yeah. So
Yeah, no spin a wheel, no make a deal. Does Rebby play them out? That would be great too.
is this just for Halloween? Or they're permanently staying in these broken characters?
I
or,
imagine it's just for Halloween. They'll go back in the Lake of Reincarnation, but this is what I think happened. I feel like they knowingly had to have title versus titles somehow for the Showdown. And at Showdown,
Yeah.
the Hardys weren't going to lose then, because then they could take the titles into Bound for Glory. It was good for NXT as well to have the Hardys with the NXT titles on the TNA, PLE, pay-per-view, whatever you want to call it. And then from there, we continue on. And I didn't think that Dark State was going to get a rematch. I really thought that they were just going to be kind of out of the tag title picture, moved on to something else. We saw them attack here and there. All right, maybe that's their plan. But no, they're getting a rematch. I could picture like, hey, they dropped the titles so the Hardys could take them to the Dudley match. That's over. The Hardys repped NXT. Now they're going to go back to TNA, but they're going to get the NXT tag team titles back. Because if both titles were on the line, I would say the Hardys would retain. But because it's just the NXT tag titles, Dark State is going to use the numbers game to help the Hardys get their ass beat. I don't know if there's anybody to help the Hardys either, even the numbers game, because I don't know if Joe Hendry is still injured. He's kind of been a thorn in the side for Dark State, so I'm curious to see, what ends up being wonderful. Yes. We'll see what happens. So who are you thinking's winning and how, you said?
The Hardy Boys.
So you think they're retaining, they're going to hold on to these NXT tag titles?
Yes.
At least they're defending them. That's more than Judgment Day. All right. Then we got JC
That's
Jane,
fair.
Tatum Paxley.
At least they got rid of those fucking titles. Generally. Holy fuck, was their title reign awful?
Right? JC
Wow,
Jane.
wait, did I just say something bad about? What did you do to me?
Making the truth come out. You are correct, sir. Yeah, JC Jane got the unbelievable victory.
Well, Liv
Everybody
Dom
wrote
is
her
my new
off.
thing. Yeah, so,
Hey, we know
well, it's
that.
been my thing.
It's always
Judgment Day was
been.
just a side
So
piece.
Stephanie Vacour was basically the next Asuka. Everyone thought no one was going to beat her. She beat Julia. She's got 2 belts. Oh my God. And then she loses North American title. She gets beat by JC Jane. Oh my goodness. That's crazy. We didn't expect that. But look what it did for JC. Oh, she's the most beatable champion. She's paper champ, all these things. And she's held on to the belt for months now. And she's done great things with it. She's had successful title defenses. She's had multi-person matches, all these things. Hell of a run. What she had done for her, I think they can do, excuse me, for Tatum at this point. And I think that's what needs to happen. I think that they should get Tatum to be the champion, because this is where Fatal Influence falls apart. I know they just added, Laney in there, and obviously they could still have her and Fallon Henley be a team or whatever, but this is where eventually you should have Fatal Influence break apart and JC turn face, because the crowd was willing to cheer her tenfold when she was in Showdown taking on Team TNA. They will be able to get behind her as a babyface. I'm telling you, it'll work. So Tatum gets the surprise victory here. People are ecstatic to see her get not just the title, but a chance. And the fact that, oh my God, there's a new champion. We got to see a title change. People are going to go nuts for it. I think Tatum wins. I'm probably wrong, but...
And I'm going to have to agree with you, actually. You're probably wrong, then I'm probably going to be wrong, too. I think Tatum gets the upset victory here, and that's the end of JC Jane's reign. And I know a lot of people are sick of it already and can't stand JC Jane. I've seen on Twitter, so maybe
I think she's done her job well. She's one that, like, people are frustrated by her, but they're still tuning in to see. Like, they want to see her get her ass beat, as where, like, for me, Mercedes doing the same type of shtick. I don't want to watch the
on.
So then we have what will likely be our main event. Ricky Saints defending the NXT title against Trick Williams. I thought Trick was going up a while ago. I thought at Stand and Deliver he was going to be going bye-bye. That didn't happen.
There's a lot of people on this match card that you could argue that is ready for the main roster.
Is ready,
and
has
the main
been
event.
ready, should
Both
be
of
ready.
them, Ricky Saints and Trick Williams are both ready for the main roster. Ethan Page is. Blake Monroe is.
I think Blake
all of them
will suffice, and to say it, surprisingly, she needs a little bit more time in NXT just to kind of get accustomed to how things are done. But yeah, she's pretty much camera ready. Trick is losing. Ricky Saints is going to get the defense here. Trick is going out.
Definitely winning.
Yeah, Ricky Saints, he's going out strong. That's absolutely what will be the case.
Then he'll get called up, I think, after this.
I don't know about right after this. I think they're going to have a little bit more with him, and I'm not sure too much more what can be done.
Obafemi's getting called up, right?
I mean, they've been testing Obafemi against Omos, against Rusev. We hear he's going to be facing Sheamus soon. So they've been doing these house show events once again, and he's been facing big men, on dark matches or pre-shows.
Sheamus, though? Oh my God, that's
right. Well, him and Omos, I want to see. Him and Rusev, I want to see. He's a big man, but he's a different big man with how big and agile he is, how impressive he is. Really, the big takeaway for NXT and Halloween Havoc, as much of a rush build as it was, everything here makes sense. It works. It's logical. I guess the biggest leap you could have is Leon and Javon teaming instead of getting a rematch. taking on Mr. Iguana and La Parka kind of feels like out of left field, but it works because it's Halloween Havoc and Mr. Iguana. He has an iguana. So we got to include him.
An iguana?
He has an iguana. Got to include him. How could you not? Yeah. All in
Always got
all,
to.
yeah, Leon and Javon, you know, they need that rematch, but they're going to milk this for a long time. I see it taking a while. Yeah. So maybe even to stand and deliver.
You know what's funny?
Let's hope it doesn't take that long.
Dynamite's tonight, right? And here's little bald fucking dumb fuck Ricochet on Twitter replying to stuff about NXT saying, oh, they all worship me.
Twitter Ricky's going off again. Come on. Don't color me surprised. He's not a fan of my tweets. I guess I was blocked at one point. I don't know if that got cleared or what. And then the overrun tonight for AEW was the ROH champion, Bandito, taking on the unified champ, Okada, for the AEW Unified Championship. And Okada, Rainmaker, gets the win. He was too far from the ropes for the 21-plex. He turned it into a Rainmaker. Cal's family comes to the ring. Takeshita makes his own appearance. Eventually, it's going to be Takeshita and Okada. You know, that's obviously what they're gearing up for, but hopefully that happens sooner than later. Yeah. I'm tired of the Don Callis family multiplying every week like rabbits. But we'll see.
I heard you were going to join.
You know, I thought about it. They did make me a decent offer. They need an IT guy. And I'm like, I know my way around a computer. So listen, Mr. Callis, I can, you know, be your guy. He's like,
You don't want to deal with any contract tampering?
He just wanted to make sure that you didn't come with the deal. And I was like, oh, sorry, it's a lumped in package.
They didn't want me in the deal?
Not you, just you know? You get it.
They don't
you
like
get
me
it.
over there.
Yeah, no.
They don't like me.
No. I'm being honest, no.
I thought we can give subjective opinions, though.
I mean, I was known as the fat guy, so. Monet 12 belts being in that tag title tournament really makes me nervous as well. Mr. Around the Ballpark podcast, make sure you check those guys out. Their info and they're tagged in the friends of the show in the description box down below. Thank you to them for always going ahead and being awesome. But yeah, I am very worried because Athena, they're forever champ, and then now we've got to, you know, clear that up with her title. But to have Mercedes get the women's tag titles, I could see them doing it so she can capture that. Maybe she doesn't beat Statlander, but she gets the women tag titles. Oh shit. It feels like that's it's gonna be Mercedes and Athena are gonna be your first inaugural women's tag champs. And I imagine it'll be at Full Gear when that's crowned, right? No, because they got to have their singles match there. So they're going to milk this as well for a while. Maybe Winter is Coming. They'll do it. Somebody be coming with that match. Oi. I don't know, my friend. I want to be captivated by AEW. I want to feel that magic like I used to with certain people. Like I looked forward to seeing MJF come out. I wanted to know, like I was never an Orange Cassidy fan, really. The gimmick got old to me. But even him at times, you got to give it to him, you know, wrestled his heart out and put on a hell of a showcase. I feel like we get pretty much the same shit week in and week out now. It's a lot of Death Riders, the Hurt Syndicate, you know, and Ops fall in there somewhere and nothing really progresses. Hangman's too busy complaining about ice. And I don't know. I miss when it felt like they were, I miss them being must see. Excuse me. I wanted them to be something I feel like I need to tune in for. Is where like I was excited to see NXT, you know, medical side shit be damned. I was looking forward to that, and I like how we have the build for Halloween Havoc logically. Usually I'd be complaining, and I have complained recently about WWE giving us these rush builds, but instead that's not the case this time, right? Oh no, it's even more rushed. But at least NXT has continuing narratives all around the clock for people to be involved in constantly. So this way, when you need a quick turnaround, You got it. I'm telling you. Well, this upcoming, what do we have? This upcoming Saturday, we'll be live for the NXT Halloween Havoc review. It's going to be a great time.
Yes,
Make
we
sure you
will.
tune in and hang out with us. Then we'll be live Monday for the Raw review. We've got Into Somewhere Weekly next week. And then, of course, we're going to be live Halloween night, big Into Somewhere SmackDown review, Halloween hangout. You're going to have to tweet Into Somewhere using the hashtag Into Somewhere to let us know what your costume is. Well, a little bit of a costume contest. Come hang out with us, drink, be merry, and silly and scary. It's going to be a great time. We appreciate it greatly. Make sure you go ahead, hit the like button, and subscribe. Put the bell on for notifications, because this way you know you're alerted when we're live. We got more shorts coming out as well, and some podcast content. Cody, tell these amazing people where they could find you, my friend.
Before we do that,
Oh, I forgot. We got to get over to Spaz's, but while we do that, we have to go ahead and I got to get predictions done for...
yeah, we do.
Hmm.
So we can do that quick.
Yes, you can go ahead and...
So we can get over to Spaz's.
Indeed. All right, sir. So now we're on to week 8.
Yes, ma'am, we are.
All right, we got to go ahead and get my predictions for week 8 of the NFL, as I'm just doing terrible, but, you know, trying to improve my record here slowly but surely. What do we got, baby cakes? Hit me hard.
Tomorrow, Thursday Night Football, we got the Vikings versus the Chargers.
Vikings, Chargers. I'll do the Chargers. Probably should have picked the Vikings, right?
Then we got Dolphins versus Falcons.
Falcons.
Then we got the Bears versus the Ravens.
Bears and Ravens. We'll do the Bears, because it'll be fun to watch everybody go nuts.
Then we got the Jets versus the Bengals.
All right, Bengals. All right.
Then we got, Jets can't win a game to save their life.
Yeah, I was going to say
Then,
Jets finally get a win, but not against the Bengals. Not happening that. If it was in Giants.
Then you get the Bills versus Panthers.
We'll do the Bills. Can't pick the Panthers or the Jaguars, right?
Nah. Then you got the 49ers versus Texans.
All right, we'll go with the 49ers.
Then you got Browns versus Patriots.
Go with Patriots.
Then you got the Giants versus Eagles.
Ooh, Giants, of course.
Then you got the Buccaneers versus the Saints.
Saints.
Then you got the Titans versus Colts.
Titans.
Then you got Cowboys versus Broncos.
Broncos.
Then you got the Packers versus Steelers.
Steelers.
Then
Just
you
for
got,
Paul.
I'm scared we have Jaden Daniels out, Terry McLaurin, Deebo Samuel, Noah Brown, and we're facing the Chiefs.
Washington, whatever.
That's it.
Whatever you want to call you.
The
That's
Monday
it.
Night Football game.
All right, we got them
So I
locked
might not,
in.
I'll figure it out, though. I might have to be late to the Raw review, though.
Oh, no, we're going to definitely fire you for that. Well, in the meantime,
Unless
tell
we
these
start at
sexy
11.
people where they could find you. It's close enough. We'll get you in there. Tell these beautiful
you
people
can,
where we can... And where the hell is our gaming content? Hold on. Stop the music really quick. We're
Oh,
getting to
shit.
Spaz. We're getting to the state of wrestling. We're getting to him and I breaking down NXT in full, as well as some back and forth conversation about a few other topics. But, before I relinquish you to Spaz, I want to go ahead and say, where the fuck is the gaming content?
I don't know where it is, because apparently you said you sent Ben over here one day, and you said
I tried to get you
Ben
some help. No,
is-
no, really. Where's the gaming content?
like a walking zombie.
Listen,
I don't know. Like,
I'm gonna put a countdown
I'll
on you.
listen.
Timer's gonna
Countdown.
tick.
Dick,
Tick tock, my friend. Tick tock. It's
Well,
coming.
what's Ben coming over here for? I don't think he knows anything about gaming content. You got him from a fucking nursing home, and somehow, like,
Yeah, he's not
Ghost
coming.
just pop,
I
come
shipped
out of my
his.
PS5 anytime I turn it on. Ghost
Yeah,
just pop out.
Listen, I shipped his ashes to your place. I didn't know where else they could go,
Ah.
and Needed an
Now a ghost
address.
pops out of my PS5 anytime I try to turn it on.
Yeah. Listen, if I got to deal with this shit, so do you. Spooky, my
Oh
friend.
Jesus! Oh man!
Spooky
But you can
season.
find me over on my Twitter or X, whatever you like to call it nowadays, at Judgment Day Era. You can find me over on my YouTube. If we can get the ghost to go away, I need to call Ghostbusters and get this all settled so we can get some gaming content for you guys. My YouTube channel, also at Judgment Day Era. And then you can find me over on my Instagram. Apparently, like I say, a paid Judgment Day shill, as they like to tell me I am. But I'm not. And if they are, I should be first in line, but we know they're not paying people, and I don't know why.
Yeah, where's that money? I need the friggin' finance to come in for that check. For as much as you, Cody Rhodes, Onidi, has gone ahead and rep the Judgment Day. Go ahead and rep us, hashtag into somewhere. Go ahead and follow us on Twitter.
Onidi_316. I need
That's
to get
right.
that in there. I forgot
He's
to
on
plug that, but
Instagram, Cody_Onidi_316. Go ahead and check him out on there. You can check me out on Instagram as well, at Countdown Ended, on Twitter /X at Countdown Ended, on Rumble at Countdown Ended. Check us out on TikTok. It's Jake.CountdownEnded. I know, real original, but into somewhere is way gone. And make sure you go ahead and subscribe here, leave a like. We appreciate it greatly. Thank you for hanging out and Into Somewhere Weekly. I hope you all stay sexy, and until next time, we'll see you in spooky season.
get off of there. Wait, how is it?
Shadows wrestle where the moonlight dies. Jake and Cody speak in disguise. A cackle, a creak, the screen flickers bright. Halloween, havoc in the dead of night. Into somewhere, the spirits call. Broken voices through the digital hall. Broken man and brother Nero rise from the ashes of their twisted cries. Into somewhere, results unfold in a crypt of stories, dark and cold. The ring is haunted, the ropes creak slow. Masked faces, secrets they don't show. Cody laughs, Jake spins the tale. Wrestling's ghosts leave a phantom trail. Into